Hi everyone, this is Shanice. I want to welcome you to Her to You. This week's topic for Her to You is going to be 10 life-changing facts to heal from the pain of the past. It's an article that I found by Dr. Gail Brenner, and so I wanted to come on and kind of give a brief testimony about my process that I've gone through, that I'm currently going through to heal from the pain of my past. So before I get into it, I would love for you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link will be below, up above, on the side, in whatever social media platform you're actually looking at, or you're actually getting this video at. Thank you. So, where do I start? So I have some notes here. So let me get that up so I can be on topic, because I am one of those people that will start rambling. My mind be like, scroll, go over here. So let's start. So when I started the process of trying to heal from my past, obviously the first thing was acknowledging that I had trauma in my past. And so in the trauma that I've primarily dealt with, it would be childhood trauma. And so when I started going into counseling and started to processing how to heal from that pain, I was told it was important for me to find a goal. It was important for me to say, okay, this is the reason why I want to heal from my pain, to be very specific. So when I was younger, like the biggest thing that I always wanted was freedom. And it wasn't freedom to run the streets or freedom to talk how I want to do, freedom to do whatever I want to do. I just wanted that freedom within, to just be whoever it was that I was. I just always desired that, of freedom, you know. And I feel like growing up, I was confined a lot in either I was confined to my religion, or I was confined to being respectful. So, and I'll get into that a little bit deeper. I just wanted to first say my goal has always been to just have freedom. And that, again, that's freedom to be whatever I am, or whatever I was, or just even at that moment, in that present time, to just be whoever I was. So I remember growing up, there was this auntie that I had, and she wasn't my biological auntie. Like she was like a friend, you know, like your mom's best friend or something. And so I just grew up knowing that was my auntie. And I used to envy the way that she raised her kids, because they just had the freedom. They had the freedom to think on their own. They had the freedom to make decisions. They had the freedom to have dialogue with their mother. They had that type of freedom. And I envy that, because that was not given to me. Like, I didn't have the freedom to speak freely at all, barely to think freely on my own. So I always envy that, and I admired how my cousins grew up and how they turned out to be as people. Like, they turned out to be some really good people. So I always admired that. And what's so crazy is, growing up, and I don't know if you guys can relate, or if you feel the same way, but to me, it was like the way white people raise their kids. Like, they have freedom. You know what I'm saying? They have freedom to think, freedom to talk, freedom to feel a type of way, you know. So that's what I equated it to, and that's what it was. That's how it was presented to me. Like, well, I'm not this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that, you know, white stuff or whatever. So I was made to feel like, oh, we couldn't be over there. We couldn't do that. So then I was always looking through the window, you know what I'm saying? Looking through the window and envying that type of relationship. And not until I got older and having my own child did I realize, like, that's actually kind of important to have that, to give your children not extreme freedom, but at least the freedom to just be who they are in a sense, so that they can kind of navigate and find out exactly who they are, and not wait until they're grown and be trying to be an adult, trying to figure out who they are, because that's a hard process, and that's pretty much how I learned. So growing up, I grew up in a like a strict religion background. So my religion is Christianity. I don't claim a denomination. I'm non-denominational now. And I won't even go into what that denomination was, because in truth, it was, like I said, I don't follow that doctrine really anymore. So when I was growing up, religion was very shackled. So it was like, if you did anything, it was, oh, you're going to go to hell, you're going to go to hell, you're going to go to hell, you're going to go to hell. It was never really explained, like, why you shouldn't really do these things. It was immediately, you're going to go to hell if you do this. And what begins to happen is, the more and more you keep putting yourself out there in that fire, and you realize, well, this ain't really hell, and I'm enjoying this, and I'm fine. I'm waking up, I'm still waking up every day. You're like, okay, this ain't that bad. And so what happened with that way of thinking is I started to learn things the hard way. Like, because that's the way that I was learned. No one was telling me, like, this is the reason why you shouldn't do this, or this is the reason why you shouldn't do that. So I was just hitting the walls. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? And then luckily, you know what I'm saying, I didn't find myself in a lot of situations where it was detrimental, you know what I'm saying, or I'm still here, you know what I'm saying, too, and that's a blessing. But at the same time, when you go through life dependent on learning things the hard way, it just sets you back. And then hold on, let me stop that, because what I learned in counseling is that I do like this dissociation thing where I'm like, well, you and you and you and you, and it's very important for you to take accountability, know what it is, and include I's. So let me finish this. Basically, when I decided to go things about learning things the hard way, I found myself taking one step forward and one step back. And in return, that set me back a lot of times when in truth, I could have been further ahead. Now I know that now, you know what I'm saying? And then what happened is I didn't really get it fully until I had a kid. And then I was like, oh, no. I can't afford to be making mistakes or hitting my head as a single mother with a child. Like, no. So that was my turning point. And it was only my turning point. It wasn't at the point where I'm like, okay, I need to be healed from this. It was just me being responsible as a mother, saying, I no longer can live my life like this, because there's another person that's going to suffer from this. So that's what I had to start. Now that we're older and she's older and I'm understanding, I had to come double back. And when I'm in counseling, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something that I used to do. So I had to learn where the root of that problem was. And that came from my childhood and what I was presented. Now, another thing is the disrespect. The respect. So in my household, and to me, in a lot of other Black households my friends or other people that I've talked to, where you can think like your parents told you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, whatever. So, and we joke about that now, like, not being able to close, you know what I'm saying? Not being able to lock a room door, or not being able to do this, or, you know what I'm saying? Or if you don't want to eat something, then it's like, okay, well then you're not eating nothing at all, or, you know what I'm saying? So I I realized that that also hindered you from freedom, that hindered you from knowing who you are, knowing what you like, knowing what you don't like. Excuse me. That hindered me from knowing what I like, knowing what I don't like, knowing, you know what I'm saying, a lot of things about myself at a young age, to where when I got older, I can understand or navigate a little bit different. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I really don't actually like that, or I really don't even, So I'm learning, I'm on a path to learning myself. And one of the things is this right here, is learning how to be okay with wanting different for myself, understanding my path and understanding why it is what it is, and really evolving from it, and creating and renewing myself, and creating a different type of person. And really, in truth, I'm learning to just love myself, understand who I am, so that when I respond, I am sure in that response that, okay, yeah, that's me. That is who I am. So in that freedom, that was my number one goal, like I said, is that freedom of being like, this is me. This is who I am. And I love it. So so thank you guys for letting me come with another long video. This one's a little shorter though. Ugh. So but I just appreciate you guys allowing me to bring my journey out, bring my healing journey. I hope that this is helping someone. If you can relate, please comment and let me know how this may have affected you, so that I know I'm not alone out here. But like I said, thank you guys for sharing. I'm going to be posting throughout the week. So if you're following my YouTube page, if you're following my IG page at Her To You, or even if you're following my Facebook page at Shanice Irving, then you will see my posts. And I hope that all of my posts can help you heal. I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be intentional with processing everything that Dr. Gail Brenner wrote on her article. I'll also be attaching that email, excuse me, not the email, but that website, so that you guys can also partake in that on your own time. So, all right, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button, all the buttons. All right. Bye.